Welcome to this Panther M10 replay. We have the pleasure of watching Maroar actually play the Panther M10 in this match on Overlord. It is definitely Overlord. Panther M10 is actually quite an alright German tier 7 premium tank. I personally don't own one, mainly because I already have the T23E3, which is a tier 7 tank. I've got the VK4503, I've got the E25, so I mean in terms of crew grinders I've already have enough tier 7 tanks with this fairly similar playstyle to this. This has got a really nice rate of fire, punchy 7.5 centimeter gun. So in that respect it's fairly similar to the T23E3, although the T23 has got slightly more gun depression and I think a slightly better rate of fire but lower damage per shot. But this gun, as you can see, works over enemies really quite pleasantly and quite fast if you just manage to pan your shots. Maroar managed to track this guy and re-track him every time. That shot waffled somewhere completely different, but at least it hit in the same postcode. And now he does a blind shot on where the Panther was last spotted, and he is alone in this location, so he needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't get pushed. So he just carefully pokes out, sees if there's any targets over there, but it doesn't seem like that there's anyone there. But we see a friendly bulldog come in, and Maroar turns around, but then thinks the better of it because that bulldog will spot people if he's any good. Enemy WZ is doing some fine work, and Maroar here shoots the Panther, doesn't get spotted, so I don't know what kind of crew that Panther has, but it's pretty shit crew by the looks of it. But managed to track the Panther again, and now the Panther is pretty much defenseless. He retracks him, but now there's like a million tanks coming in. He misses the snapshot on the WZ, doesn't actually shoot the Borsig. Keeps an eye on the arty though, but he just keeps pumping in shots into this Panther that can't do jack shit basically. And now he thinks of getting the arty, puts a shot in, doesn't seem to hit. Panther had a fast enough repair crew but still got killed. Maroar is pretty lucky here that the Scorpion actually misses him, and this WZ132 players actually, he plays his tank really well this match. He's actually generally just being a pain in the ass and just keeping Maroar busy all the time, which is what you should do in a light tank in this kind of matchup, certainly. I mean, but he's a tier 8 light tank in a heavy tier 7 match, so he could have been slightly more aggressive, especially once Maroar starts to move or work over his friends here. Unfortunately gets spotted or tracked by the WZ. I really like the WZ131, by the way. I had a blast playing it even after the changes to the light tanks. It's a really nice tank with a punchy little gun. And here's that WZ132 again, together with a VK. So let's see if he exposes himself. Maroar is a bit careful. He already lost some health to the WZ, who was using the 85mm gun by the looks of it, 200 average damage. Which is definitely, well, now it's the only gun you can use on the WZ, but before it was one of two, but still you were far better off using the 85mm due to the vastly superior gun handling. But this WZ132 is not an idiot. He breaks contact with Maroar, and Maroar is waiting to see if he comes out, but he's actually not. He's just used this building to basically beat a hasty retreat and pull back. And as you can see, the Maroar's team is actually doing quite well still. They've got most of the tanks left, and now this guy makes a break for it, managed to snap a shot in, and that's one of the characteristics of the Chinese light tank line, is that their guns are pretty accurate on the move. They've got really nice dispersion on the move, and here Maroar managed to set the light tank on fire. Unfortunately he has a premium fire extinguisher, and the WZ now kills the Cromwell, so yeah, it's not looking too good. Maroar uses this building to try and get away from the WZ. He wasn't really looking in front of him, but the WZ is not interested in poking out either, because he knows he'll receive a shot, because this gun will probably not miss. I mean, it's a really nice gun. So Maroar just breaks contact. That's the best thing to do in this situation. E25 comes around the corner thinking he's a hero, but he rams the Panther M10, which is one of the most stupid things you can do, because this thing is pretty heavy for a medium tank. So it's a German tank. Don't ram German tanks. Basically, is the standard rule in World of Tanks. Never ram German tanks, not the mediums and not the heavies. So yeah, E25 rams himself to death, and like that, Maroar's team actually managed to fucking lose all their tanks. So yeah, great work. He kills the VK, but still does get spotted. I think that was by the VK actually. But the light tank has basically managed to run away again, and this friendly T25/2 is special, the kind of crayon eating special, because he thought it was a grand idea to go onto the beach in his tank, and now he's basically getting worked over by Artie, probably spotted by one of the light tanks. And the WZ actually did the right thing and went to the side to actually kill Maroar's backup, basically. So now we've just got this T25-2, which is still going up the slope and trying to get into the cap. He will not be useful the entire match. It will be up to Maroar to actually make anything of this. So Maroar just moves into the middle of the map. You want to have view range both to the left and the right, because you don't know what the enemy will do. And there we have the enemy Artie. So Maroar puts a shot in, and there we see the enemy WZ. So Maroar rightfully aims for the WZ, because that is definitely the most important target in this engagement. WZ managed to get away. Maroar in the meantime tries to shoot the Artie. Managed to put a nice shot in, the Artie fires, and Maroar thinks this T25-2 will get the Artie, so I'll just go after the WZ. But the fucking T25-2 will not get the Artie, because he's an idiot and he's just sitting there doing nothing. So Maroar actually misses the very important shot of the match. If that had actually done damage, this would have probably ended a lot differently than this whole match will end now. So yeah, the light tank is on 13 HP, Maroar is on 54 HP, drives into this indestructible half track, which is just there to frustrate people. But he needs to get to the cap, because he cannot change the WZ, he needs to actually reset. And the T25-2 is still trying to cap, not going for the Artie, not doing any bloody thing at all. Unfortunately, WZ spots Maroar. Maroar does manage to reset the cap, goes forward in the hopes that he can put some more fire in, and there we go with the Artie splash. Which is very unfortunate. So yeah, he loses his shit now, which is completely understandable, because this bot T25-2, man, he could have just gone in for the Artie and killed him. There was no need to sit in the cap. You're not going to win by cap. Seriously, you will never win by cap. So obviously he gets taken out by the light tank. So yeah, this is Maroar being salty and losing the match. He managed to do quite a bit, so let's look at the post-result screen. So the first time I feature a Panther M10 on my channel, and unfortunately it's a defeat. But it is still obviously an ace tanker, otherwise it wouldn't be featured. Not only an ace tanker, also a defender for decapping, even though it didn't help in the end. He did get a high caliber and a tank sniper. As you can see, Maroar did 4.4, nearly 4.5k damage in a tier 7 tank, which is respectable. He still, even though it was a loss and without any bonuses, he did get 1000 base XP, which is really, really nice. As you can see, this WZ did really well for himself. I looked this guy up. He's actually quite a good player. So he didn't actually do the right thing for the wrong reasons like usual, but he actually knew what he was doing. So yeah, actually well played. Maroar also really well played, but look at this. Just look at this. I mean, 1.5 shots of damage, 2 shots of damage, no, well, 1 shot of damage, no shots of damage. I mean, just generally all-round pathetic effort of his whole team. he nearly pulled it off. If that penetrating or that first shot on the WZ on the ridge had penetrated, he probably would have won this match. Because he could have actually taken the time to dissect the tiger. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be. So in the end, he still made a really, really nice profit. I mean, it is with 40k battle payments, but yeah, without those, it would still be 110,000 on a loss. This gun, because of the low shell cost, it's really nice. As you can see, the total base XP was 1580, which is really, really good, really good. And yeah, I mean, it was a really good match. Unfortunately, the team completely ruined it in the end. But Maroar's effort definitely didn't detract from the general performance in this match and the enjoyability of watching it. So yeah, I hope you liked it as well. If you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.